So we are on to week 2 of Dark October stitching. Fortunately that means it's Monday again, but that's okay. I already got through it, no big deal. I do not have much stitching time at all tonight. I spent a good chunk of my evening working on editing my vlog from last week. It's not done, but just collecting all the clips and all the good stuff together took me a while. So hopefully I'll have it done with editing tomorrow. But it did cut into my stitching time, so I'm going to start a small piece tonight and just do what I can. I'm going to stitch Enchanted Crow, or start Enchanted Crow by Threadwork Primitives. And I'm going to stitch it on a small piece of 40 count Grandpa's sleeve from Extra Designs. This came as a nice gift with a fabric order once. It's small, but I think I can fit the whole thing on here. I did the math, and at some point it must have worked out, so that's what I'm going to start tonight. Alright, so done for tonight. I got the bird done. There's just there's like 3 missing stitches in there. I was kind of hauling butt on that. I didn't have a ton of stitching time tonight, but I really wanted to finish the bird. Oh yeah, I think I said it's 40 count Grandpa's sleeve. I have been enjoying stitching 40 count a lot lately. A lot of my new starts will be on 40 count. I use one strand, and when I stitch with one strand, I usually do the sewing method in hand. I really like it. The only time I find I'm not that into it is if it's a bunch of different color changes, or it's in a block of stitching like that. It's very easy and convenient. But if I have to move around a lot, I'm not really used to it. But anyway, I've enjoyed starting that one. That was fun. I'm glad I got the bird done. It gives me a little bit of sense of accomplishment. This is a very small pattern, so there's really just a few nights more stitching on it, but it's gonna have to wait. All right, good night. Hi guys, happy day 9. I just got done editing my first week's vlog, and I'm working on doing all the exporting and uploading all that good stuff. But I'm about to watch the newest episode of The Walking Dead with my boyfriend, and so I wanted to show you what I'm going to start while I do that. I'm going to be stitching Kindred Spirits by the Primitive Needle. Excited about that. There you go. I'm going to stitch it. There's 3 called for Belle Soie. I have 2 of them, Lasagna and Noir. And then instead of Kiwi, which didn't seem to have a lot in it in the pattern, and since they're not cheap, I have this in my stash. It's called Spring Grass by Gentle Arts. So I'm going to use those. And I'm going to stitch it on 40 count linen from Ship's Manor and Mummy Wraps, which I think will be fun. Kind of like the fabric. Oops. I like the fabric in the picture. That'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that, and I will update you on my progress later tonight. Thanks. Stitching time goes by so quickly. I can't believe I stopped already. That was fun. I've got the top left little corner of the border. That's about it. I enjoyed Walking Dead, and then I enjoyed Jen's Stitching Itch on Flosstube. Her latest video is up. That was fun to watch. She was kind of one of my enablers to do this because she's got all those whips, and she did a whip parade a while back. It was like 120, and now she was saying she's down to like 80 something. And so in my head, of course, you know, that just computes to, well, it's easy. You just start a bunch of stuff and you finish all of it. So it was nice to see her back, and it was good to get a start on this project. Good night. Day 10. Hi guys. I'm home from work, and then home from work and post bakery work. My brain is a little fried. I'm ready for some stitching. I am going to be starting. Oh darn it! I was supposed to have this ready. Hold on 1 second. Okay, today I am starting. I'm excited for this. Halloween Barnyard by Not Forgotten Farm. It's a witch on a donkey. Love it. Can't wait. Stitching this in DMC on November Haze from Ship's Manor. Isn't that beautiful? It's a nice blue fabric. 36 count. Excited. And then pulling that out reminded me that I had some happy mail from Not Forgotten Farm recently that I didn't show you. So I'm going to show that to you. They have an Etsy store. They also have a YouTube channel, which is partially to blame for why I got this. Their YouTube channel is to blame, as is Laura Duet, Mod and Mozart from Instagram. She has this pattern and she showed it recently, and like, I had to have it. It was just one of those moments. I know I'm crazy, but I had to have it. This is Old Mustard Moon by Not Forgotten Farm. How cute is that? And she was kitting it up with Murky from Picture This Plus, which is what I'm going to stitch it on too. And she got that idea from Needles and Spoons on Instagram, who stitched it on Murky, and she already has it done and framed, and it's beautiful. Love that. So I can't wait to stitch that. And then they have so many cute patterns in their shop. I could have filled my cart 3 times, except that it's a virtual cart, so it's not like it's gonna overflow. Anyway, they have all these cute embroidery designs they've been coming out with recently. Love those, but I narrowed it down to 4 cross-stitch patterns, so it's still a lot, but you know, it's much better than what I could have done. So I got Old Mustard Moon, and then I got Witches in the Air. I saw someone stitching this recently on Instagram, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Apologies. Isn't that so cute? The Giving Sisters. Also super cute. And the picture on this one, it's a little hard to make it out, but it's called Old Wick Burying Ground. Really pretty. So I'm totally excited for those. Of course, that's 4 new Halloween type patterns. And my October's already full, so I'll have to save those for later, but wanted to share those with you. So I'm gonna go and start my stitching and watch some Flosstube. Thanks. Hi guys. There's a lot of fun stuff in this pattern, so I didn't get to work on any of it. I did the not as fun border, but I got some good stitching in. This is 36 counts. Normally I stitch 2 strands, but I really just wanted to do this in hand, the sewing method. So I'm doing the border with 1 strand, and I will see if I want to do the rest of it with 1 or 2 strands. The border is actually 2 lines thick, so I'll have to go around again, but that's okay. I will do the border first before I get to the fun stuff. But I have that to look forward to. I think this pattern is so cute. And yeah, so it was a good night. I watched Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching. And tiny bit of booktube. And yeah, now it's off to end the night. Hiya. Just got home from work and just walked Dusty, and I had a couple people ask me what books I got in the book sale from the last video, and I thought I would just do a quick rundown. I had actually filmed a segment where I'd done like my little book haul from the library book sale, but I couldn't get it uploaded into the cloud. It wasn't working out, so I ended up not putting it in the last video, so I thought I would do it real quick. I didn't really end up with any cross-stitch stuff, just I got this one book called The Encyclopedia of Cross-Stitch Techniques, but I'm going to give that to a coworker. I kind of shoved her down the rabbit hole of cross-stitch. She likes like subversive cross-stitch, and she's creative. She's finding different ways to do things and make things with it, so I thought I would give her this. And then they had a bunch of quilt books. I just picked up 2. I like a lot of Flosstubers I like are also quilters, and I've kind of gotten that bug. I would really like to learn how to quilt. I learned by reading, so I'm reading books about it. And one that I find I like is The Patchwork Place by Martingale, that imprint. They have a series, and they've got this little icon, That Patchwork Place. I just like the way they format them. It's just easily understandable. So I picked up 9 by 9. And I also like Marty Mitchell. I watched a Craftsy video with her once when they had like a free weekend, and she made sense to me, so I picked up 101 9-patch quilts. So maybe those will be useful at some point. They had a ton of quilting magazines. They were 25 cents each, so I just picked up a few. Sorry, God, I say so much in these. I realize that through editing. I'm trying to rush a little. Sorry. I just got ones that looked like they were good for beginners or had fall stuff on them, just to flip through and see if I find anything that looks doable for me. Other than that, I got, let's see, 6 books for myself. I got a book for my dad on the history of salt, because he has said he was enjoying a book on the history of coffee, so I thought he might like that. All their books are $1, all the trade paperbacks. I got a book on Lucretia Borgia, just like our Lucretia right there, though that's not the one she's named after. A short history of New York City. I love New York history. Slaves in the Family. This looks interesting. And then some novels. Station 11. Fingersmith. And then another nonfiction, The Wars of the Roses by Allison Ware. That's it. Short and sweet. Good books. Spent $13. Actually $15 because I donated. I am now in my cozier clothes, and I am sitting down to start stitching. I am going to start Pumpkin Farm by Blackbird Designs. Love this. I really want to stitch with something other than black today. And I'm going to stitch this on a 32 count piece of 32 count blue spruce. I think the oranges will look really pretty on blue. I think I have quite a few pieces this month on blue, but I just like the way autumn colors look against blue backdrop. So I'm going to start that now and watch some Flosstube. Hi guys. So I got a good chunk of stitching time tonight, which is the good news. The bad news is that I used Ginger Snap from Gentle Arts instead of Ginger Snap from Cotton Color Works. This is clearly says CC. Yeah. So I first stitched the inside of the door, which was Sarsaparilla from Gentle Arts, and then I decided to do the Ginger Snap that's around the door and makes up the window panes. And I just didn't even think. I just went for the Gentle Arts Ginger Snap. And I thought it was weird that the door frame matched the door a little too closely, but I kept going with it. And then I noticed that the same symbol was the pumpkin, and I remembered that the pumpkin was like a light color because it kind of stands out in the pattern. I was like, wait a second, and I looked at the front. Finally flipped it closed to look at the front, and of course, the panes are supposed to be a light color. I'm definitely not frogging it. That's not my style. So instead, I'm not doing the Ginger Snap from Classic Color Works. I'm doing it on the inside of the windows. I will do the outside of the house that same color. The inside, I think I'm going to change now. I don't know. Anyways, it's probably better that I'm switching projects tomorrow, but I'll make it work. I'll just make the house more my own, and I'll love it even more in the end. I might make it mulberry, since I like that color. But yeah, it was still an enjoyable evening of stitching. I caught up on a bunch of Teresa Little Stitcher. I didn't finish her latest video, but I had a few to catch up on. And then I had a Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts video I'd been saving up to watch. So I enjoyed those ladies this evening, and now I'm wrapping it up and go read and go to bed. Good night. Hi guys. Look at those Friday bags. Oh my gosh. I am tired. I earned my paycheck today. I'm telling you. I earn it every day. But today was a little nuts. Happy Friday. I'm so glad it's Friday. I'm so glad I can kind of sleep in tomorrow. I mean, Dusty still gets up at 6 a.m. no matter what day it is, but I can kind of go lay back in bed, right? I worked, and then I got home, and then I took Dusty for a walk. Sit. Good boy. You ready? You ready? Okay, go. And then I came back home and watched the Joan and Kelly show, which I enjoy very much. Betty Yulon, who sent me the You and I and Friends patterns in my last update, won their giveaway. Congratulations, Betty. That is awesome karma. And I watched that, and then I started watching Jessie Marie, and I paused it and took a little nap. And now I'm awake again, barely, but I'm gonna watch some more Jessie Marie, and I couldn't decide what to start, and then finally I realized, well, I don't have that much time tonight. I don't know, we'll see. I guess I'm just tired. So I am going to start another Blackbird Designs today. I started one yesterday, right? Yes, I did. And I'm going to stitch Spell of the Moon by Blackbird Designs. I'm sure you guys have seen this one. This is a popular one. Very cute. I'm going to stitch this on a piece of 36 count. This is from Ship's Banner. This was the September fabric of the month, last September. I bought a huge piece of it for Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. And this is a piece off of that. So that'll be fun. Speaking of Ship's Manor, I got my October fabric of the month. I get the Prim fabric. This I get 40 count. Yeah, it's a bright yellow. It's really pretty. I really like it. Yeah, I think it's fun. I mean, right now my head's like, oh yeah, you need to do Halloween on there, but you can't do all Halloween all the time. I could see some cool flower ones going on there. Anyway, excited about that. Okay, so I am going to watch some more Jessie Marie, start my new project, eat some dinner, and I'll talk to you later. Well, it's a start. Got some work done on the tree. This is a really cute pattern. I look forward to working more on it. I just want to work on all of them. I already missed the ones I started, but I'm also excited for the ones I haven't started, so just gonna keep on going. I'm so glad it's Friday night and that I have a weekend ahead of me with no real plans, and I hope I get to make some stuff. All right, I'm off to read and sleep. Night. We are back to Cat Patrol 2018. Just waiting for a cat to dare to cross the street outside this window on Dusty's block. Can I get a report, Dusty? Anything? Well, let me know how it's looking out there. Any movement whatsoever. Alright, we're gonna have to report back later, guys. Hey everyone, it's Saturday, 5 o'clock already, and I haven't done any crafting. I really thought today was gonna be a fun crafty day, but ended up being like grocery shopping and stuff like that, and I just feel bleh. But now I am going to finally enjoy some cross stitch because it is dark October and it's dark 13 stitching. So I'm gonna go double, not 2 starts, 2 blackbirds. Blackbird Fractor. Very excited about this. This is a gift from my close friend Michelle Hudson, and I love this pattern. I think it's beautiful. So I'm excited to start that. I'm going to be stitching it on a 40 count stone gray linen. I don't know if you can see the color. It's so hard to show it in this light. But I bought this from Jen's Stitching Niche a while back. I think it's very pretty. It's, yeah, stone gray. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a start. I got done watching Teresa's Kitten Stitchers video, and so that always picks me up and inspires me a bit. So I'm gonna I don't know what I'll watch. Maybe some Flosstube, maybe a movie or something. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Alrighty, here is my start on Blackbird Fractor. I got a pretty good start on it, I think. It's the top half of the candelabra. Glenn and I watched a movie on HBO, Game Night. It's kind of silly, but it was fun. And I'm going to start a new book tonight, and I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, it was a nice chill Saturday night, so I enjoyed it. Enjoyed working on this project, and I'll enjoy coming back to it. Look forward to it. All right, good night. Now we're on Sunday morning cat patrol. Dusty just drank some water, so he just got that like little drop back in there. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at you during a very serious moment. Oh, car. Okay, we're gonna let that pass. That's okay. Cars are acceptable, but cats, definitely not. Sometimes they come out of the bushes over there. Let you know if we catch one. We got one. Yes. We saw a black cat. Oh, it's already gone. Dang, that was really exciting. Yeah, I know. We just crossed the street. God. Obviously not knowing who was watching. That was intense. I know. We're still recovering. Hi, so it is late afternoon, early evening on Sunday. I have not started my new start yet, but I did get some sewing done today. I continued sewing bags for using Suzette from the Primitive Stitchers tutorial. Thank you so much, Suzette, if you ever see this. I love that tutorial. It was very helpful, and I created some fun bags. I made this one. It's kind of a fall one with some crocheted lace I got at Joann's. I think both those fabrics are from Joann's. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. Gotta get used to this handheld thing. This is my favorite fabric. I've had this for so long. It's Alexander Henry. Look at those poofball cats. I love them. I finally made this into a project bag. Super cute. Love it. And then I just use the accent fabrics and lining too on all these. And these are Joann fabrics. I got all these materials at Joann's. I think this bottom fabric's from the Modern line. I can't remember if the top one is, or maybe it's from their floral line or something. I'm laughing because Elena called this Halloween Bordello. It was not supposed to look this sexy, but that's just how it came out. It's this kind of funky fabric, and the inside is red. I just like the red, black, and white together. And then the lace just made it sexier than it was supposed to be, but I'm not complaining. Put a sexy whip in there. Ooh. Anyway, so that's what I did today. I feel like I was productive. I have 2 more that are cut and ready to go that I need to sew up, but there is not enough time or energy to do that today. So what I did want to do before I start editing this together is to give you a little craft room tour, so I can show those who are curious how I store my threads, and just, yeah, what I've got going on in here. So I'm going to do that. Alright, so this is the view looking into my craft room from the door. These are my needle minders. I have a lot, and lately I've been stitching in hand a lot, so I don't use them as often, but I still love them all. Some of these were gifts. Most of them I bought from Delicious Threads. I love Jen's needle minders, and yeah, you know, over the years collected them, and they're adorable. This is a painting that Elena gifted me for Christmas one year. This is an oil painting of a photograph that we have from our childhood. That's me, and that is Elena, and that's very much Elena's Christmas spirit. She had the person who painted this make her a little more devilish in the face, but like the reason we love this picture so much is because of that. It really is like the evil look that she had on her face. Like, the girl loves presents. And I love that painting. So, super classy mirror doors. Hi. I love this print. This is from an artist I like a lot. Black Apple Leaves Company. Black Apple. Yes. Anyway, she does a lot of children's books, but she's just beautiful illustrator, and I love this picture. And Elena and Serge got that for me one year for my birthday. So this is where I do my sewing and my drinking, apparently. Yeah, that's my sewing, my thread. If you watch my channel, you probably know I go to estate sales a lot, and I've had great purchases in the past with crafting supplies. So like those racks of thread, and almost all of the thread you see there is purchased from estate sales. This is very much a pet owner's couch. You can see damage from the cat. It's what do you call it? Hideaway bed couch that I got when we moved in here just a few years ago. I don't know why I was thinking I wanted to get a nice new couch, saved up for it, bought it, and then of course my cat scratched the hell out of it and threw up on it, and the dog is shed all over it, but you know. I should specify the vomit is cleaned up, just in case you think I'm sitting in it. Okay, gross. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so I cover it in blankets a lot. I would like to make, one day I hope to have pretty quilts that go on this. Right now, that quilt I got in a estate sale for $10. It's not hand sewn. It's, you know, factory made quilt. But that's my stitchy spot, my Lowry stand, my needle minders, because I usually hold my needles up there. That is just a picture again from an estate sale, and cross stitch from an estate sale. That's my little primitive lady. I like her. I got that for the frame, but then I really liked her, and there's glare on it right now. But this is my cross stitch wall. Obviously, it needs to be filled up a lot more. A lot of room to grow. There's my Brenda Gervais Noel sampler that I kind of hacked up and reorganized, but I still love it. And that's Moonlight from, going blank, oh, Filigram. Harvest Delivery from Plum Street Samplers. I want to take the glass off of these because I love looking at the Noel sampler because there's no glass on it. And I don't care that it's a Christmas pattern because I don't have enough to be picking cross-stitch pieces to be taking them off for the holidays. Away We Ride. A lot of people working on this one right now. I love this piece. If you're working on it and you're finding the border to be tedious, I would definitely recommend doing chunks and then kind of alternating between the middle. But that was a fun one to stitch. I am so in love with this one because this is an antique sampler. At least I think it is. I found this at an estate sale. It was the second day of the sale, and it had everything 30% off, and I found this. It appears to be a sampler from 1845, stitched by a 7-year-old girl named Eliza Margaret Gunstone. And that is what I know about it. Everything I know about it is stitched on the front. It came framed, so I have not seen the back of it. Just a basic marking sampler, but that was my luckiest find ever at an estate sale, and I absolutely love it. I got this piece at the same estate sale for, what did I pay for that? Like 15 bucks? I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I don't know when it was from. I assumed it was stitched by Marie Bernard, but I really like it. It came framed that way. I like the colors, and I love that little ship scene. Anyway, okay, so this hutch, this was my whip. Oh gosh, for a while, before October. I think I finished it shortly before the first video that I filmed in front of it. I love this hutch. Anyway, so let me get to the story about it. A very close family friend of ours, she's kind of like a second grandmother to us. She moved into a retirement home, and this was her kitchen hutch, but it wasn't this color. It was a light oak. I'm gonna open this, it's gonna make a little sad noise, but it was that color. And she gifted it to me because I love it. It's very like a Swiss style. And she's Swiss, and she had bought it secondhand decades ago. And so when she's moving out, she's getting rid of all her furniture, and she was really happy that I was taking this. And I decided I was going to stain it a darker color. So I took it all apart. I've never restained something before. I sanded it with an Orbit sander and by hand. And then I bought this, it's called Poly Shades. And I I proceeded to stain it a darker color. I didn't know what I was doing. Ends up I'm really not good at that. This is like a polyurethane mix with stain, so it was very fluid. There's a lot of spots that I don't know. It's a little messy, but I love it. Very wabi-sabi. And I adore it, and I'm happy to have it, and I like the dark color. So I put a lot of my stuff in the hutch. This is, I have to get spacers for the glass in here. A lot of the pieces that have been holding it in before were broken, so I bought new ones, but they're not the same, and so this shifts back and forth when I open it. But this is, oof. That's my fabric stash, all laid out for your judgment. This is my 40 count. I've definitely become a 40 count person because I love stitching with one strand, and I like stitching big chunks of color in hand. I don't like stitching big chunks of color, I've mentioned that before, but doing it in hand with the sewing method really seems to help. This is my 36 count, and that's my 32 count. These are some wools I have collected. Have you seen me use wool yet? No, but look at them. They're so pretty. And I really, really want to do some wool applique. I let myself buy 2 wool applique patterns, and I'm really hoping to get to that. I just saw Saltbox Stitcher, who's working on a piece, and it was the same. I have the actual pattern. That was one of the 2 patterns I bought, so I'm excited about that. It's like stuff that's cut and ready to be sewn. Oh, fabric. I love to buy you. I just need to use you faster. But yeah, I will. I have, projects I want to work on. Like I said, I'm interested in learning to quilt. I have a little quilt along planned with Emily and Diana. Those are the fabrics up there. Sorry, it's glare. And then down here on the hutch, those are the project bags I showed you. But these are all the beautiful pieces that people have gifted me. This is right across from my stitchy spot, and I really can't tell you how happy they make me. Make me feel loved, and I really appreciate them. All my candles, and then these drawers have just like trims and stuff and finishing stuff that I've gathered. Got grime guards and magnifiers. Down here, just like kind of miscellaneous stuff, my DMC. These are things that, so I got my Q-snaps, more DMC, and these are projects that are either kitted or partially kitted. I don't do a lot of kitting until I'm ready to stitch, but there have been projects in the past where I thought I was getting ready to stitch it, and then I kept putting it off, and then it never got started, and now the kits are still sitting here. One of the reasons I'm doing dark October stitching and starting all these things is because I don't like that I do that. I'll overthink a project, and I'll keep putting it off because I'll want to, not have too many whips, and then I never start it. So Jack's Bash was one of those, is sitting here kitted for a few years and finally starting it. So I want to start those. And then this part is my whips. These are my whips. There's about to be a lot more added to it, because this basket over here is my dark October stitching basket. Okay. This bookshelf, I got this off of Craigslist right around the time when I finished the hutch. With the new organizational system, I wanted a bookcase. I wanted to get a solid wood bookcase, sand it down, and stain it the same color. This person was advertising, it was a young woman, she was advertising it as solid wood. And then I checked with her, I said, "You sure it's solid wood?" She said yes, and I went to go pick it up. It was at night. Her parents delivered it to me, not her, brought it home. It was really heavy, but I realized once I got it home, it was just particle board covered in veneer. So I ended up chalk painting it. That is chalk paint from Target, from their Magnolia collection. I want to say it's called Weekends or something like that. But I like it. It's good enough. I'm making it work. I have my TV up there. That's where I watch all my Flosstubes and patterns and magazines and books that I pick up, needles and metallics and beads. And then here is my floss storage. So this is how I store the majority of my floss, aside from those metallics that are up there. I don't have a lot. And then I have my Victorian motto in a box in the closet. But everything else is here. So I have a pretty good floss stash. I'm a bit of a flostitute. I've also been collecting them over the years. What I did was I did the subscription service with Stitching Bits and Bobs for Gentle Arts. I did that for a couple years so that I have pretty much a full Gentle Arts collection. I did Weeks Dye Works for a few months and quit to save money. And then when I was done with Gentle Arts, I went over to Trisha's Nest Egg, and I started with Weeks Dye Works, and then after a few months I switched, and instead of that I got Classic Colorworks. So that's where the majority of my flosses come from. I've also been lucky to have like a couple like free hauls and good garage sale finds in the past. I've found some that way. But anyway, so this is how I store it. This is a plastic bin or plastic drawer unit, completely overpriced from the Container Store. But it just, when time came to store my threads and figure out how I wanted to do it, I had a cat at the time, a cat who notoriously liked to vomit a lot. And this was his room, and his litter box was in here, so I really had to keep in mind that I wanted my floss put away. I didn't want it exposed to any of the litter dust or fur or potential accidents. I just wanted it nice and secure put away, but I wanted to be able to look at it so that when I'm picking colors, I can see them, and also when a pattern calls for something, I can find it. So that's kind of the main gist of why I did it this way, and here's what it looks like. So this is a Gentle Arts drawer. So I've got them laid out, and these are in alphabetical order. I am kind of neurotic about alphabetical order. I love alphabetizing things. I worked at Blockbuster and Barnes & Noble as a teenager, fed that addiction of alphabetizing. Yeah, so that's like half of my Gentle Arts, second half of the Gentle Arts. And then I divide it by brand. It's Sweet Dye Works, Classic Colorworks. So that's kind of how I did it. I've got these were, someone was getting rid of a whole bunch of stash for free, and these are Needle Necessities. These were all like bunched up in bags, and I took the time to make them pretty. And I've added some thread works to them. But that, Lucretia, is how I store my floss. Nothing groundbreaking. Again, that's from the Container Store, but the Container Store really is they really overprice their stuff, but that was an investment for me, and I'm happy I made it. But they do have cheaper versions at craft stores, maybe Target. Okay, so next, the reason I want more Halloween smalls. I, like many, want to be like Farm Girl and Kindred Stitcher when I grow up. And one important step was the beautiful Michael's cubby. You're looking right now at a lot of Michael's Halloween decorations with a few others. This is like an antique. It's over 100 years old. Just kidding. It's made in China. I got this and this and this at an estate sale for $1 each. Like, pumpkins, awesome, I love them. These cute guys you will recognize. They came from Michael's this year. I love them. They have little dangly legs. They've got a buddy over here you recognize by now. This guy is from Michael's. I mean, he is so dapper. They just had really cute, like, the vintage Halloween stuff this year. I made this pumpkin. This is from a Brenda Gervais pattern from... oh gosh, Autumn Splendor, that's it. It's pretty big. I'd like to make some more smaller ones, but she has a little pattern. You cross stitch this little thing, and you put the rusty safety pin, and it's like a dried pumpkin stem, and then you spray it with a distress spray. I'd like to make some more, maybe like in more colorful ones. I full-on glued that stem on with E6000, so that's not archival safe. Or is it E600? I can't remember. I just stuffed a bunch of glue in here. So it was a learning experience. Maddie was here when I made this. She made one too. Thank you, Maddie, for your help. I stuffed it with polyfill. I was trying to stuff it with wood shavings that my friend who works in construction gave me. and I could not get it in there without making a huge, well, I made a huge mess. I did not get it in there. So if anyone has any tips on stuffing with wood shavings, I would love to hear them. So I would love to have a bunch of cute little Halloween smalls in this cubby eventually. For now, it's lots of cute decorations and pumpkins. I will probably keep this up for the winter. Christmas is nice, but I'm just not that into it, and I don't see myself getting a bunch of Christmas decorations and stitching a bunch of Christmas smalls. I feel like I could just get October, and then everyone rushes towards Christmas, so I'll probably enjoy it a little longer. It's my craft room. I'm the only one sitting in here, so I'm gonna enjoy these guys. And then maybe like spring, summer, if I can get like some, make it like flowers and strawberries and stuff like that, that'd be fun. But for now, it's just gonna stay like this. And I think that's it. Oh, I would be remiss if I did not show my handsome gnome table. This was a gift from Elena and Serge. They're ridiculous. They had it flown here from Italy, but, well, they didn't have it flown. They bought it from Italy, but it's so cute. Right now he's holding my smoke detector as a reminder that I need to go buy some 9-volt batteries, even though I keep forgetting. And this is the most important room in the house. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching my little craft room tour. I hope you liked it. Okay, new start time. I am finally going to start Garden of Erie by Plum Street Samplers. Love this pattern. Swanky Sim. Stitching this right now, along with several others. A lot of people have stitches in the past, like McKenna and Michelle Bendy. It's just an adorable pattern. My friend Michelle Hudson has this hanging on her wall. It's my turn. I am going to stitch it on murky fabric. 40 count. I converted the colors. I have to look up what I came up with. I just realized I have that big master ring I showed in the last video of flosses, but this one I guess I set aside for the clouds in this one. Dried Herb by Victorian Motto, which is beautiful, but it's like the same as the fabric, so I don't know if I paid attention to that when I was kitting this up or not, but we'll see. It's not like I'm going to stitch the whole thing today. I do know I think I'm going to start with the tree in the middle, and I had set this aside a long time ago. I can't really see it. Sorry for the bad angle, guys. This is Ganache by Ship's Manor. I think someone maybe gave this to me. Anyway, it's perfect for this pattern. It's perfect for a tree. So I'm looking forward to that. I forgot to mention that I got to spend my day sewing those project bags, and I watched 5 videos from Christine stitch all the things. I had them saved up in my watch later. I shifted them so they were all together. I got behind, Christine. I'm sorry, but I know you get behind too. And I just want to say thank you for all of your Flosstube videos, because you entertained me all day, and I'm not sick of you, because I just saw you saw the 6th one uploaded, and I plan on watching that one soon. After I watched Christine, I caught up with 3 more Flosstubers that I subscribed to, whose videos I had not caught up with yet. I had them in my watch later. There was Annette from Annette's Acre, Philip from Pip Stitch, and Gemma from Gem Stitch. So I got to catch up with them, and that was awesome. I am about to watch Trisha. She is doing a Stitchy Box Small Countdown Bees unboxing. I'll be honest, I don't care what's in the box, but I love Trisha, and I haven't seen her do a video in a while, so I'm very excited. So I'm going to watch her while I start this project. Alright, talk to you later. Alright, so here's my start on Garden of Erie by Plum Street Samplers. Worked on the bottom. I thought I was going to work on the tree, but I ended up working on the bottom. I think that's probably the best place to start me off with my counting. And I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to get back to it. This wraps up week 2 of Dark October stitching. It's hard to believe. Thank you guys so much if you got this far. Thanks so much for watching. It's been so much fun. I really enjoyed it. And ready to start the next week tomorrow. Good night.